in the book, Oscar Wilde, is it like, you know, the best way to find out if you can trust someone is to trust them.
Trust them, yeah. I think there's a couple ways to approach this. Is one, actually acknowledge that it happened and that it hurt and it was a betrayal, and that you have been wounded in a certain way. Like if I cut my pinky off and I just go around pretending that it didn't happen, it doesn't help. So I have to acknowledge that it happens. And a lot of people don't want to hear this, but men especially, there are people who can guide you through that. They're called therapists. They're called counselors. They're called coaches. They will help you get from A to B. They're not gonna sew my pinky back on and make it 100% the way it was before. But then here's what I get to do in my next relationship. This is called honest communication. I get to tell my partner, hey, I don't have a pinky. And so when you ask me to hold things with my left hand, it's going to make me nervous. So here's what I need from you to help me feel okay. You know, my ex cheated on me and it happened on a Sunday morning. And I walked in the house and I found her. I'm just making this up. This didn't happen to me. So I just need you to know that on Sunday mornings, I may be a little bit more on edge. And if I'm walking into the house and I can't find you really quick, I may be just a little bit anxious. And so I'm not asking you to coddle me. I'm not asking you to make me okay. I'm not asking you to wake up every Sunday morning and be like, hey, it's me, it's Sunday morning, not cheating on you. By the way, you can go outside and come back in. I'll be right there in the front door, be like, hey, it's me right here, not cheating on you. But it's that level of honesty where they can actually say, I just need you to understand this, right? It would really help me if you could understand this. Now, if you have a partner that hears that and is like, that's dumb, get over it, there's a really big red flag that that's not a very conscious partner and that they're not honoring you as a whole human. They want the parts of you that are clean. They want the parts of you that are friendly. They want the parts of you that are happy. No, that you get the whole human when you're in a relationship with someone. But I would say it's incumbent upon you to say to your partner, hey, this is what happened to me. This is what I'm going to be sticky around. Like, we need to give each other our user manuals. Both my current partner and I are divorced. So yeah, we've been through some shit. So all the time we've been dating, especially in the beginning, it was, hey, what happened? I want to know what happened. We don't talk about this every night at dinner, but I need to know that if you know, she came home with the wrong groceries and her ex yelled and screamed at her and punched a hole in the fridge, that I just need to be a little more sensitive if she's anxious coming home from the grocery store. Right. And if my ex-wife literally one morning just got up and left and never came back. So I had to tell her that and say, hey, if I message you and I don't hear back from you in like 8 hours, I'm going to feel like something's off. And so you may get a couple messages from me like, hey, just check in with me. I know you may be busy, but just ping me. Let me know you're okay. Right. And this is true. My ex left right after the holidays. So I get a little bit squirrely around the holidays and I just may be a little bit short. I may be a little bit like temperamental or uncomfortable. And so I had to tell her that. So she doesn't think I'm a fucking psychopath at Christmas and not understand why, like, wow, you're sweating sitting under the Christmas tree. And I'm like, I know, because 7 days from now, something bad's going to happen. Right. Like, so it's an invitation for her to better understand me. And it's an invitation for me to better understand her, because we've made this deal that we're going to be partners. So no different than a business, no different than a sport. I want to know my partner's strengths and weaknesses, right? If you and I are on the same football team or soccer team, what do we call it here, and I know you're not good with your left foot, then you got to tell me that so I stop passing shit to your left. Like, it makes perfect sense in that context to men, but then we're like, hey, did you tell your ex that, you know, you got cheated on, so you may be a little sensitive? And they're like, no, that's dumb. Well, that's your left foot, brother. You know, help her out, help each other out. I think it's just takes a little vulnerability, Chris. Like no one wants, I didn't want to sit down, you know, on our 4th date and say, hey, by the way, my ex-wife just left me one day. And so I have this challenge. It doesn't rule my life. It doesn't run my life. It's not my identity, but I can't pretend that it didn't happen. And here I'm telling it to you so that you also get to decide whether you want to work with me on it or not.